Let's start our project, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Part 1, we're going to look at our task. Part 2, what are we going to learn? We're going to work in groups of 3 students, and all 3 students need to contribute. Okay, the game is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? So you need to write a Python program to play the game. There's 15 questions, multiple choice questions. You can see here the prize money. It goes up, each question answered, and each question becomes more difficult. At the top at the image you can see there's lifelines. Maybe you might want to create that in your game. Now you can create your question and answers, but keep them secret because you might be playing the game in the other groups. The other groups play your game to see how much they enjoy it. Okay, what will we learn? Control structures, if statements, loops, and dealing with errors. So we'll do them. Now in the first project we did the rock, paper, scissors. Can you remember like the square brackets? That's a list in Python. So there are data structures. So we'll do a little bit about lists. Also we reuse code. One good way of doing that is using functions. So we'll create functions, and also it would be really good if we could put all the question and answers in a text file and then just use that easily. We could create loads of questions, just put it in a text file. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that as part of our project. A little bit more complex, but we can put the code in to help us make the game easier to run. Okay, the control structures. Now if you did the rock, paper, scissors, you can remember we had the if statement to check if it was R, S or P. You can remember at the end we did a loop. So we used a for loop, and also we did an input. Now with our project, our Millionaire project, when someone puts something in they might make a mistake. So we're going to deal with that. So this program is going to be a little bit more better, basically. So have a look at this code. Don't worry too much what it does. It just says age is equal to 16, and if age is greater than or equal to 16, do the following stuff. Can you see that the print statements, 5 of them, are indented? It's moved over. Can you see that blue box? So what happens is if the if statement is true, then we're going to do them. So if this part is true, the if part, then we do everything in that block. And we know it's a block because it's got those spaces at the beginning. Now at the end, the last print line will happen whatever happens because it's not indented. It's not it doesn't have the spaces away from the beginning of the line. So that's just like a normal line of code. Other things we'll learn, you can see here we can use numbers. So we've got score equals 1, score equals score plus 1. So if we print that, it will print 2. Now we can also use floating point numbers like fractions, decimal places. So if we increased a score by 10%, we can multiply it by 1.1, for example. So we do things like that as well. We can do things with strings. Here we've got an uppercase A. Maybe we want to change that to a lowercase. We can do that using dot lower. And also we could maybe find out the length of a list, or length of a string if we like. So we could do it with a list or a string by just using len. So the little type of Python functions, things that we can do in Python that we'll do as we go along in our project. And we can check this code. If we look, we've got choice A. We're going to print it first. Then we're going to make it into a small a, lowercase. And then we're going to see the length of the string choice, which is just 1 letter. So we run that and you can see we've got uppercase A, lowercase a, and a length of 1. Good luck with your project. I'm going to put all of the code on the website So if you do need to look at the syntax, to look at the code again, then it will be on the web pages. Okay, we'll have small videos to show the small parts of the code during the project. Okay, see you for the next video.